Hey, AfterBuzzers, welcome to the MasterChef After Show. This week we're breaking down 2 episodes, Season 10, Episodes 10 and 11, The Weakest Links and Sweet Surprise. Let's do this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, a little bit of the Archies. So good. What a great song. And what's even more, if you get to watch the cartoon that goes along with this video, it is so disturbing. Love it. Welcome, everybody, to the MasterChef After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. We are breaking down 2 episodes this evening. Well, as I said, we'll be breaking down episodes 10 and 11 this season. They doubled up this week here, so we're doing the Weakest Links and Sweet Surprise.
They got real intense.
That's right. Oh, I can't wait. We're really going to get into it because we've got some differing opinions here. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Rhavin with the V here, and you can follow me at B Stays Busy. And there's someone missing to my left, your right, but she should be sneaking in.
That's right, the lovely and talented Maria Provenzano will be here in just a little bit. There, she's caught doing something else right now, but she's going to slide in. Let me just say that we harassed her for the last couple weeks that she didn't bake anything. She did not disappoint this evening. She made a fantastic chocolate cake. We talked about cake last week, and she brought some in tonight.
Cake. She did that. She put her foot in it.
For those of you that remember last week, she talked about how she pours hot coffee in there to really bring out the intensity of the chocolate. Man, that was nice, moist, chocolatey cake.
Yes, this one's on point as well.
Oh, yes. So good. So now, we're going to be breaking down 2 episodes this hour, so we're going to get right into it because we got a lot of ground to cover and some differing opinions here. Well, we start off here with The Weakest Links, Episode 10. We find out that the Master Chefs, the home cooks, have traveled 30 miles outside MasterChef Kitchen. They went to Underwood Family Farms. Never been there. Have you been there?
Never been or heard of it.
Yeah, neither have I. But Brandy feels at home because it seems like she grew up in the kind of the farmland.
Right.
Yeah, so she's cool with that. And then we get to see the judges show up on tractors. They look so
At least
unnatural.
They were actually driving it.
Yes. Yeah, not like flying that airplane.
That plane.
Yes.
Even though Chef Ramsay was having a little trouble.
Yeah, he didn't stick the landing on that. No. But we also find that our guest chef is still Edward Lee. He plays. He is the judge for both these episodes, so he's been sticking around. Yeah, he's sticking around for a little bit.
Get used to that. I like him a lot.
Quick, Edward Lee or Aaron Sanchez? Who would you rather have?
That's a tough one. I like Lee.
All right.
I like them both. Can I have them both? Why'd I have to choose?
Because there's already 2 other judges. There's only room for one.
Okay, Sanchez. No, I like Lee.
All right.
His shirts are really doing justice for me.
They're so funky. They're so funky. And folks, also want to just let you know you can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Hop on the YouTube chat right now. We're going to pull it up so you can conversate live with us. Sure. You can chime in with your thoughts about the opinions of the episode there. Maria will be in here shortly, so she'll be able to answer any cooking-related questions. But in the meantime, Rhavin and I will pretend that we know all about cooking.
We'll do a good job.
Yeah, we'll
fake it till we make it.
Yeah. That's right. Fake it till we bake it.
Hey!
Look at that. That's the quality you get when Maria's not here to control us.
Yes.
So we find out that they're going to be cooking for 101 farmers.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. But the nice thing about it, since they're on a farm, they get to use the natural ingredients around them to help elevate the protein that they'll be cooking with.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and that, and the way they described it, it's like they're going to be using one of the most popular proteins of all time. And I'm not a huge fan of this one. Maybe it's just because I should probably try it more, but it's pork.
You're not a fan of the swine?
Yeah, I don't do the pork, man, because I grew up
I honestly think there's a lot of people that really don't do pork. But I guess if we're talking about the world as a whole, I can think of only United States people. They're not doing it. There's Muslims that don't eat pork.
Yeah, it's I think I guess just as a kid, pork chops.
It's tricky for me now as an adult, just based on all the different diseases you can get if it's not cooked properly. That freaks me out. But no one can deny bacon.
No, that's true. I guess if you're looking about that, yeah.
Bacon is life.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I feel weird about wanting a teacup pig is because I love bacon. I don't know if I can give that up and have a pig.
Oof, because you'd feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. But that little cute teacup pig just
I'll
running
just
around.
have both.
Yeah, you can do both. The pig is not going to know the
judge me.
difference. The pig is never going to know. not at all. But now and usually they have the winner of the mystery box challenge and the elimination challenge. They kind of end up being the captains for the upcoming team challenge.
Right.
This time they mixed it up a little bit because some of the judges say, we've seen some of you not step up and be leaders yet. So tonight, instead of you guys, based on previous results, we're going to pick who the team captains are for this.
How did you feel about who they chose?
I mean, I don't disagree with their choices. Yeah, I mean, because we've seen. I would have said David, but we've already seen him step up once. So I feel like these other two.
I don't think he did well under that pressure.
No, and I feel like neither of these two excelled well. I mean, Dan will make you think otherwise. He'll talk he'll talk the big game.
Right.
He didn't really deliver. But we have Dan and Diamond get chosen. So Diamond's for the red team, Dan is for the blue team. And but Dan, I don't know. And sometimes I think, like, just based on his food, I should be like, oh, wow, I should be impressed.
Right.
But his attitude just drives me bonkers.
Well, one thing I will say about Dan is how he strategized. Well, he was tails, right? So
Yes.
Chef Ramsay flipped the coin. He got to choose if he was going to have 6 people on the team or 5 and choose the type of meat.
Yes.
So I feel like he strategized well in that notion because he definitely didn't want Nathan, and he knew if he was stuck with 6 people on his team, he'd be stuck with Nathan.
No, that's true. Because it's always that thing. Do you want, are there more cooks in the kitchen? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I guess if you have Nathan, certainly.
Yeah, it's really a Nathan factor more so. I mean, if it would have been 6 people minus Nathan being one of them, it would have been a chance. But he knows that Nathan is going to be chosen last.
Yeah.
Because he's the least favorable one.
Now, speaking of that, for those of you that watch the show, know my feelings on Nathan. I cannot understand why he keeps wearing the jacket and bow tie.
That's his thing. That's his brand. Don't we all have brands?
That is just so, like, not conducive to cooking, I think. You're just like, yeah, come on now.
That's true. Well, he whips it off every time it's time to get cooking.
But I did a little tweet last week because somebody mentioned something about Nathan complaining about not being able to cook and stuff, some certain ingredients, and I said, I threw out a little tweet, and he liked my tweet. They kind of gave him a hard time. So, all right, Nathan, thank you so much. I still don't agree with your jacket and bow tie, but I appreciate liking my tweets.
Oh, how quickly we switch it up, don't we?
No, I'm not switching it up. I'm still going to come after you for that jacket and tie. I can never stop hating on that jacket and tie combo.
Well, we hope you're watching. We hope you come and make a debut on the show too. Give us your thoughts.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will go deep into why you needed to wear.
And if you Skype in, definitely make sure you're wearing one of your jackets. Okay, you have to. Okay, Nathan, this is an order.
It's an order. All right, Rhavin has spoken. So we find out that Dan, of course, chooses his cut of protein, and he decides to go with pork chops.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like I'm not a fan of much pork anyway, so I didn't really have a preference.
I like pork chops.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, just from growing up, my mom used to make really great pork chops, so I was down with that strategy for sure for Dan.
And so Diamond picks her team. She picks Sean, Andrea, Terry, Eric, and Nathan. Of course, he's since he's the remaining person, he gets put on Diamond's team.
Right.
And Dan gets Brandy, Tenoria, Katie, and David.
I don't think I'm surprised. I was a little surprised that Diamond chose Andrea first over Tenoria.
Yes.
That was surprising for me. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, still a great choice nonetheless, but I was questioning it like, okay.
Just given basically like Sean, Andrea, and Terry. I mean, that right there, those are 3 strong people to have on a team.
On point.
Yeah. I thought for sure they had a really good shot of winning this because really I only think for Dan's team, I guess I can give it to Dan and maybe Tenoria. And Brandy's hit or miss.
I mean, Nathan, despite how he feels, I feel that Nathan was the factor that sabotaged the team.
Come on, that kale, guys. Just keep an eye on that kale. Oh
yeah,
boy.
Definitely.
Yeah. They have 75 minutes to create the pork entrees. They pick their ingredients from the farm. And the blue team right away, they seem to be on the same page, which seems to bode well for their chances. There you go. And then
it got really weird because everyone kept going to their captain to lead.
Yes.
And he was falling completely short, which was really, really strange because they showed one of his interviews and he goes, I think I have a really strong team. As long as they listen to me, we'll be fine. Well, he wasn't giving them anything to listen to. And then they were actually requesting, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Dan, get it together.
Oh, he
What
annoyed me
happened?
so much in that.
It was just really weird. It was night and day. I don't know if those were the same people talking. I don't know if that interview was recorded on the same day in the same moment, because
I think he blacked out that all. It must have been like later in the week, and he blacked it all out. Like, I did really great. I did really great in there.
And that was within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Of starting.
I thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, all right, they're sunk. But then, as Rhavin said, we kind of forget that who was on the red team. It was Nathan.
Yes.
Oh, poor Nathan.
And hearing him complain yet again about someone putting him on the veggies. But he's like, I'm capable of so much more. So the irony behind it, it was just kind of like, you had one job. One job. You know those memes? You had one job. And I feel like that easily. Although, I mean, no, that means he oversalted them too then, right? I heard some of the farmers saying that it was a little too salty. He was in charge of all of that, right?
He dropped the ball on that kale. Oh, delusional Dan. Christopher Burst, yes.
Diamond in the Rough.
Not a bad title.
That would have been a good one.
So we basically find out, well, first I like that Nathan, in addition to wearing the ridiculous jacket and the bow tie, this time he also decides to add the dum-dum bandana on there too. Like, come on.
He was getting down to business with that bandana. Okay?
But, okay, all right, put the bandana on, but then take off the jacket and the bow tie. Those two looks do not go together. Oh, yeah, you're driving me crazy, Nathan.
Nathan leaves me baffled on so many levels, and I love the kid, I do, but he has so much experience with cooking things that we've never even heard of, yet cannot do rice.
Oh, man, wait till we get to that. The
kale thing. He was so eager to finish the kale to jump on something else. He was so focused on not wanting to do the kale that he didn't master it.
No.
And I was a little disappointed in that.
Once again, he just shows that he does not have what it takes to go the distance in this competition. And it's just a matter of time before he gets eliminated. Now, the red team, they make chipotle pork tenderloin, roasted potatoes, and sauteed kale. And the blue team does North Carolina spice rub pork chop with black rice and apple coleslaw. So based on those two,
so good.
Which one sounded better to you?
The blue team's dish by far. Tenoria's slaw just looked so good. She said citrusy something, and I said, I'm all in. All in, yes. And the pork chops.
Yeah, and the black rice. I'm a big fan of the black rice. I'll go with that. The sauteed kale, no, I'll take a pass on your
kale is very tricky to saute. Like, you have to marinate it and massage it in there, as I'm sure Maria would attest to.
No. No. Oh, MasterChef makes me hungry. Yeah, all right.
I know.
Thanks, Ariana Anderson. She just randomly joined in.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Yes, thanks
Wait
for
till you
joining
see
in.
this cake that Maria brings in. Really gonna get hungry.
Yes. Now, what I do like is David stepped up though, because the blue team at one point started burning their pork chops. They went like a surgeon, as they said, just kind of scraping off the charred parts.
He did. I think that was a nice bounce back.
Yeah.
And I appreciated Dan saying, I'd rather give them what we have than not giving them at all. So let's make it better.
No, that's cool. I feel like nobody was giving them a hard time for that, too, because I feel like that seems to be the reality of those situations. You just have to make the best of what you have in that situation.
Yeah. They didn't get yelled at.
No.
Or we didn't see them get yelled at least.
Yeah.
I was expecting them to get yelled at.
And I agree with you, because I think
it's a type of ball drop.
Yeah. But they would have gotten yelled more if they just left those plates blank.
True.
And they would have for sure lost.
Or if he would have thrown them away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Now it comes down. We hear some sound bites, and it seemed like a pretty good mix of people liking the blue team, people liking the red team. So it was kind of hard to judge who really had the deciding vote.
I don't know. I felt like it was the blue team.
You right away you felt like you knew?
Well, the moment there was a comment about the kale being too salty and this lady spat hers out, that just let me know that means there were a lot of other plates that were too salty.
Yeah, like all those. Yeah, if that one person, then there'd be many more.
That's unedible, So that to me made it seem like they were definitely going to be on the losing end of that streak.
But you know who's on the winning end right here, ladies and gentlemen? Maria Provenzano joining us right here. Look at this amazing cake, everybody.
It's so beautiful. It's
you guys,
so beautiful.
Hi.
Hey, girl.
So it looked pretty at one point. It is completely demolished now. But That's
so
okay.
Good.
What was this red thing at one point?
So I did. I was on Hallmark today. So if you guys want
Channel drop.
Yeah. So if you guys want some inspiration for an Olympic-themed tablescape, I had created this whole beautiful tablescape. It airs tomorrow, Friday the 5th. I should know that. That's my wedding anniversary.
No.
Lord help me. But anyway, so that was chocolate fire. I created like a torch. So it's candy coating chocolate that I made into like a flame.
Oh my gosh, look, you can see the flames
It was
still.
in my car for like 5 minutes and melted on my way here.
Oh my goodness.
And then the rest of AFTERBUZZ demolished.
With good reason.
Yeah, this slice is not going to be leaving here intact. It's going to be in one of our bellies.
Perfect.
Or both
So
of
where
ours,
are we at? What are we talking about?
We are just breaking out. We're getting to the results of the first team challenge there.
Okay.
In the weakest links between with the red team and the blue team cooking for the farmers.
Uh-huh.
Were you surprised with the outcome of who won?
No, it seemed like that was just
Exactly.
kind of,
I was thinking
the blue team just seemed to get it going.
That's right. And so the blue team, they pull up the tractor, pump that blue smoke out, and there you go.
That was cute. That was like a reveal party.
Did you like Chef Lee's outfit this time?
Yeah, I did
Okay.
actually. I don't know if I'm being brainwashed and just enjoying it because I'm seeing it more often.
He just wore you down. He wore you down with those funky shirts.
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
I can see myself wearing them too. So
And what I like is that after they find out that they lose, that the red team's going into the pressure test. Of course, Eric's bummed because he just got out of a pressure test. He's back in. But then Nathan snaps the team. And then Andrea just starts going off on him as well.
okay, I have a question. Did anyone have like a Jackie from Hell's Kitchen flashback when she started laughing like
Yes.
he just loves to piss me off. I was like, oh my gosh, she's looking a little derangey.
Crazy, deranged.
Yeah, I was just like, ooh, you do not want to piss little Andrea off.
No.
She's got some fire.
Yes, and so as she says in there, which was telling, it's like, I can't wait for you to go home. There we go. So now we find out that the result so for this was 81-20, so not even close.
Landslide.
Yeah, and we find out that not all the red team is going to face a pressure test. The blue team gets to choose one chef out of that 6 to not go into the competition. And they get together, have a little powwow. And certainly you wonder, like, in those situations, do you keep the weakest link or do you just, like, get rid of one of the weakest links?
The strategy, it makes sense, but it's so annoying because it's about finding the best chef. So when you hate on your fellow good chef, I don't know, you need to have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
If you know you're a good cook, why do you have to sabotage people?
Because if you're that good, you should be able to beat that person at the end
Regardless.
And wouldn't you want to say you competed against the best?
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Yes.
And it's, you know what, in Hell's Kitchen, that's what they did this last season. And so that's what I wish I would have seen in this, in MasterChef, because I think in Hell's Kitchen they were like, I want to be the best, so I'm going to beat the best. And I wish that was the case.
Yeah.
Very
Was that
true.
I talked
disappointing?
a lot in the beginning about the camaraderie of this, show, but I'm starting to see it differently now. And I get it, you want to make it easier on yourself, but I like the challenge.
Yeah.
Challenge
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So they decide that they are going to save Nathan. And Nathan is just so happy up there on the balcony.
Thanks,
It's like,
guys.
Like, Nathan, you got to realize the only reason they saved you is because they don't think you are a threat.
Right. I know. I didn't understand.
Yeah, but he was just all like, "Ha, look at me."
Yeah.
And so they find out that the pressure
really
test is that they have to cook sausage in a bun. They want a sausage made from scratch. You got to grind and stuff your own sausage. And you've got 60 minutes. And they really stress this is that they end not at their station, but up front in the table in front of the judges. You got to have your plate right there when the clock hits
Why do
0.
you even do that?
I don't know, but the fact that they show this in the episode, you only show that if it's really going to play, because otherwise, what's the point of putting that in?
Right.
Because normally they stop and just have to put their hands up.
Yep. This time, no, they really made a point of stressing it, and since they did, I figured, like, all right, this is going to come back to haunt somebody in the course of this episode. So they start making it. So, and either of you, have you ever made your own sausage from scratch?
My grandfather, actually, who I always talk about when it comes to food, he owned a grocery store. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
Yes,
yeah,
you used to have those crazy parts they'd like to eat.
yes, we talked about that. Okay, I know it could have, Rhavin, because you missed some episodes in the beginning, so I forget what I've told you.
She just loves putting me on blast.
She's a
Loves
working. You know
putting me on
what?
blast.
It's this girl's making so much more money than me. I like can't even. So, anyways, it's all jealousy. It's all jealousy. Anyways, no. So, but my grandpa always made sausage from scratch, and so I mean, he had like even after he retired and had like all the tools to make all these things in his house. So I always had homemade sausage, but it's not something I make on the regular. But
Did you tried it?
Yeah, I've like seen it.
Casing?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen it made a bajillion times. So I'm kind of like a sausage snob. Is that like gonna go to a
I don't
weird
know. We
place?
could take that somewhere else.
I was like, it's gonna take us somewhere else.
Right.
But no, I personally have not just like, I don't have like a meat grinder in my house
Yet. There you go. If you want to help out Maria get a meat grinder in her house, tweeted her at Maria Provenzano. There you go.
Yes.
I'll send you my email and via PayPal. I will
That's
take
right.
any
You're
money.
gonna kickstart getting.
Kickstart campaign.
We have a good little comment from Jazz. Andrea gets on her nerves. And again, it's a show. I, for one, am tired of the piling on Nathan. It feels like bullying.
I'm sorry, Jazz. I feel bad, but I can't pull back on the dislike for the jacket and the bow tie. Can't.
It is what it is.
I can't do it.
No, I mean, for me, my thing with Nathan is the communication. And I know sometimes he's saying he's not being communicated to, but I think sometimes he gets completely distracted in the things that he needs to worry about.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, was it Brandy? Last episode when he's like,
About the
Brandy,
pea or
the tomato slicing.
Okay.
How do I
Yes.
slice this? How do I, and it was just kind of like, you're really good at doing a lot of things on your own.
Yes.
Figure it out. Rule
Yeah.
number 9, I was brought up, rule number 9 is figure it out.
What's rule number 1?
Rule number 9 is all that matters. If you have questions, rule number 9. If you're not getting the answers, rule number 9, figure it out. And so for me, with Nathan and that whole, he did it more than once, and it was kind of like, okay, Nathan, like, are you upset that you're on veggies, so you're gonna give everyone a hard time? Because when you're not doing it and you're doing your own meals, you're fine. You're not asking anybody. You're great.
I feel like he has a hard time in terms of teamwork. You know what I mean? I don't know if he gets in his head too much or what it is, if it's a maturity thing. I don't know. But I think he just really, really gets in his head.
Yeah, and him saying, don't yell at me or don't treat me like an idiot. But that time when he was the captain, what was he doing?
Exactly.
He
That's
was
his
doing
own
that
insecurity.
exact thing to everyone. So I'm not bullying him. I'm sorry if you think I'm bullying him, Jazz. I'm sorry to disappoint. But those are the things that bother me about him. I love him to pieces as a sweet, innocent little 20-year-old or 21-year-old, 20-year-old.
20, yeah.
But as far as being in this competition, those are the things that irk me just a little bit about my little Nathan.
Just take the jacket off, man. You can keep the bow tie, but just take the jacket off at least.
It doesn't bother me in the way that it bothers Frank.
No, the jacket doesn't bother me at all.
I think it's just his own his way of self-expression, and that's okay. I think it's the whining that really gets to me. But I think that's just you're on a television show, and this is an after show for that, so that's what you have to be like. You sign up for this. But
this
yeah,
is true. This is true.
So they all start cooking away at their sausages there, and of course the clock starts going by. All of a sudden it gets down to the last 10 seconds. Everybody's getting their stuff right onto the table. Even Eric, 20 seconds up, they're really giving him a hard time. They cut over to Andrea. 10 seconds left. She is still futzing.
She was
at
so
her
in
tray.
the zone. She was just really in the zone.
That just seems so weird to me. Like, how could you be so in the zone that, I mean, especially you're not hearing the judges screaming at you.
This is how I saw it. She thinks that everyone's screaming at her to be done at her station.
and I think she's like, 'cause that's
she
what
was
they
ready,
do.
like, okay, cool, good. I'm ready to put my hands up when these 3 seconds are over. And then she looks up and realizes everyone is yelling at her like, hello. And then that's when she's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she didn't show as much hustle as she should have. I would have been just
It all
sprinting
depends on.
like.
I don't
this
think
was
she thought they
edited
were gonna-
differently, Frank. They just want to make her look bad.
But I honestly don't think that she thought that if she was late, it was gonna. And if for a minute, I didn't think it was gonna do anything because her.
Yeah.
Well, Christina made
the
sure of that.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. So, of course, they call time. Andrea takes about an extra 3 seconds to get to the table there.
Yes.
But they decide to try all of them. And when they get over to Andrea's, man, they start singing the praises. Gordon just starts raving
He
about
shares
phenomenal.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember we talked to Manny, and he said they're not allowed to touch, taste any of the other, cooks' dishes. So for him to slice them up, share, like, taste this, how is it?
Yeah.
That was big.
But you knew at that moment she was already going home. She was already going home.
didn't.
Yes, because they were really building it up because they knew she broke the rules. She was already eliminated.
Okay, but could she not just be punished a different way?
No, I mean,
Why did she have to go home? Why couldn't she just clean up some really bad stuff?
Because if Nathan did it, they'd be like, "Boy, bye."
Yeah, I mean, Because sadly, it's like her dish, as delicious as it was,
Stop.
didn't even
My
count.
new favorite song. I'm sorry, Frank. That just I think it went way over his head.
Boy, bye.
Boy, bye. It's a Beyonce song.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. We just had a moment.
I know, and Frank was just still going. My bad.
What's happening?
I'm sorry. I come in and
No,
I just
get
like cause all this chaos.
All I'm saying is that when they were in the little powwow, no one brought it up except for Christina.
Only because that's the way they edited. You talked about the editing just a second ago.
Use my stuff on me.
That's the way any of them could have said that. They just chose her bite to put in.
But you could tell.
Chef Ramsay made a good point, and he was like,
He
it
wanted
wasn't
to
like she was
keep
still
her.
trying to put stuff on her plate when, she just didn't realize, at that moment.
Yeah,
know.
but
I'm so pissed.
at that point,
Rules are rules.
He's
Ooh,
only
you sound like her.
He's just arguing for the bites. That's why. He's not arguing because of the legitimacy of that, of her
He's
staying
arguing
in.
because it's good.
It was the
She
best.
deserves to be there.
She deserves to, but I mean, they stressed it what
Yeah.
it was the whole time.
Okay,
If you
Diamond
were
gave
in
him something unedible.
If you were in the Olympics,
What the heck?
if you were in the
That should
Olympics
send
and
you
you
home
no,
automatically.
I'm saying if you were in the Olympics and you fell off the balance beam, you're like, hold up, let me start again, and you did it again, and you got a perfect 10. They're gonna be like, yeah, but you still.
I would have been like, just kidding. Remix, start over. Okay, fine, I get it, but that was my baby girl. Like,
I know.
I know. So,
It's sad.
I cried. I
Andrea?
was so mad. I almost threw our remote control at the TV. I almost didn't even want to come to this show. I almost wanted to just stop watching the show completely. I think I need to send a letter.
Tenoria's
you
still
need a
there.
slice of this cake? There you go.
Tenoria's still there. We still have her and Terry,
There you go.
even though I just busted at the end of the
There
show.
you go. Drown your
Anyways.
sorrows with this little
This
slice
is a
of
good
cake.
point. Christopher says I thought they should have did another elimination challenge with Andrea and Diamond facing off.
That could have been good.
That would have been nice because Diamond, she deserved to go home.
Yeah.
Feeding that man some raw sausage.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, at that point, then you're just basically doing that to manipulate it so you can keep Andrea. Because Andrea is going to beat Diamond any day of the week.
And at the end of the day, it's not fair. It's like you have to be equal to everybody.
Life
Yeah.
ain't fair, y'all. Life ain't fair.
As Gordon Ramsay said. So, Andrea, bye-bye.
I know. I actually felt really bad for her.
And usually
we need
this,
to get her on.
it's usually by this point of the show, and I guess maybe more of the top 10, where when somebody gets eliminated, you'll see the judges kind of reach out and say, like, my gosh, I know you're eliminated from the show, but you have so much promise. Please come work in one of my kitchens, really learn and grow. I thought Andrea, being as much as Gordon raved about her, would get that kind of nod, but at least on camera she did not.
Maybe she did though, just not on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all worth it if she did.
Bye, Felicia.
You guys are
And
hilarious.
take cubic zirconia with you. Jazz is on
Our
fire.
chat has been so much fun
Turned
the past
up.
couple episodes. Seriously.
Turned up.
So we want to make sure we get plenty of time here because I'm excited to talk to Maria about this.
sorry.
Our episode 11, Sweet Surprise. We want to basically Edward Lee's still in the house, looking looking great. The mystery box challenge is Nutella. Like that. So as Dan, I put Nutella in my protein shakes after he works out. It's the only thing frat guys like more than beer is Nutella.
You know what? My
can
opinion
see
on,
that.
on Dan is that it's all fake. Like this whole frat thing's, it's fake. I think he's at his
seems
heart
very
just such a
intelligent.
nerd.
Yeah.
I think he's a nerd, and I think he has a good heart, and I think what he's doing is trying to be something that he's not. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he's cooking wise he does great, but
Yeah.
just his.
I think he has a lot. I think he tries too hard to do that.
Well, I think he got whipped into shape when he was like,
Yeah.
stop
Yes.
being a bozo.
Your feelings of Nutella? You guys are big fans, or you're like, whatever.
I haven't jumped on the Nutella train yet. I'm decades behind. I am aware.
What are you waiting for?
It's pretty epic. No, Nutella is actually completely wonderful. I can't eat nuts now, so I actually
How about tomorrow?
found out that I have a nut allergy. So
Oh,
I found that
worse.
it's a long story, but I found out in the past, like actually about 4 years ago. So I can't have Nutella anymore, but I used to have it in the past, and it's glorious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you eat it with an EpiPen next to you?
Right.
Stab, stab.
I've been waiting for
It'd
the
be
right
worth it.
dish, the perfect dish.
Eat it with a spoon,
When they did like
I used to do
Eat it
that.
on something.
just toast.
A banana.
Well, I wonder because there is a yogurt place here in Silver Lake, Los Feliz, called Froyo Life that makes
From your life.
makes the most spectacular
That's funny.
Nutella
Yeah,
frozen
I
yogurt. and it is phenomenal. So
Yeah.
if you, I mean, I guess there'd be nuts in, but it's so diluted, right? You could do that, couldn't you?
Ooh,
No,
it must be bad,
even just the
Maria.
slightest speck would. Epi, just a big tray of EpiPens as you go eat anything Nutella related.
Sorry.
So this, though, is exciting because we've seen Gordon cook in front of the home cooks and demonstrate various things. We've seen Aaron Sanchez. We've seen some of the other guest chefs come in and demonstrate there in front of the home cooks, but we have not seen Christina. And last week, Maria and I were talking. Rhavin, you okay?
I just swallow really loudly and Maria's laughing at me.
Have a slice of
Like the
cake.
biggest drink ever. Like, you okay over there?
Want that?
Oh my gosh,
The
we are
cake has
slap
me
happy.
tired.
Tired.
The cake has my throat parched. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm far away from the mic.
We've talked, especially last week, about we haven't seen Christina get up and cook in front of the home cooks.
Yeah.
I'm like, why hasn't she
Yeah,
done that?
do your thing, Christina.
And this week, since it's all about breakfast food, using Nutella as your base, Christina says, "Hey, guess
Yeah.
what? I'm cooking with you guys too. You
Yeah.
guys excited?"
I was really excited.
I was excited to
really
see what she was
looking
gonna
forward
whip
to
up.
it. Yeah.
I was, even
Yeah.
though I'm not feeling her anymore.
And I just because of Andrea?
Yes.
Okay. I was actually really impressed with what she had made, and I was hoping I would be. Something Rhavin and I had talked about, prior to coming in here was that she also prepares like anybody else. Chef Lee and Chef Ramsay, they always are able to prep and practice before they do this, so they make it look effortless. So that's one thing that sort of irks me, but because I don't know, they're just trying to show off basically. But I thought it was really interesting and inspirational to watch her, and it was really beautiful what she created.
But I was more of a fan of Terry because he did
He
4
went
ways
after.
with
He
zero.
went after.
With
Zero
prep.
prep. Yes.
Yes.
And it may not have been as refined, for sure.
Yeah, but
come on.
He did truffles.
Yeah, you do this for a living,
Okay,
Christina,
let me tell
and
you
you
about
knew ahead
something.
of time.
Truffles are not hard to make.
Oh, come on. So now
No,
Terry...
truffles
all right.
are not hard to make. Truffles are...
But it's still like high class, no?
That's right. Thank you, Jazz. Haven't you seen the commercial with the girl who had the peanut butter brownie? Yep. That's more... It's told from her point of view.
That's a scary commercial.
There you go. That could have been you, Maria.
Well, yeah.
Epi. Where's that EpiPen? EpiPen. Carry it with you at all
You guys are
times.
hilarious. Oh my god, I lost my whole train of thought. What were we talking about?
Truffles are not hard to
Truffles
make.
are
Truffles
not hard.
to
She
make.
hates on Terry truffles.
They're not. Sorry. They're not.
So you diminished Terry's accomplishments?
Of the truffle, the beignet was impressive.
What else was impressive on his plate? What did he make?
Just the fact that he did 4 things. He did the beignet, the
did French
truffle, and then the
toast.
French toast.
And the
And the
crepe.
crepes.
Oh yeah.
Crepe.
Crepes.
I mean, it was
Crepes.
all. What was impressive was that everything was done and everything was done nicely. I think the beignet, it looked a little greasy to me. In my visually, it didn't look. It looked a little greasy.
It felt like it needed powdered sugar on it too, because it seemed so plain, just sitting there by
True, yeah,
itself.
but it had the Nutella in there. But yeah, visually, that's what they said. Visually, it wasn't as appealing.
And the chantilly, the Nutella,
on top.
yes, that
It
was just
looked
like,
a little
That looked
clumpy.
nasty.
One of the ways that they described the food a lot was like clunky, and I was like, that is kind of a good description. So it wasn't super appealing in terms of the eye, but I think they say he's there in terms of flavor, and so that I think he has so much potential. You can see that he can make things pretty from like the pie that he made and
yes,
things like that.
and the cake.
He was, yes, exactly. So exactly, his cake was really impressive.
Yeah, it was.
So I think this was a difficult challenge because it could be such a simple thing. French toast isn't, you put Nutella on anything and it's like good, but to really take it up a notch,
To elevate
I
it
think
to
is
another level.
could be difficult.
Yeah, was it Tenere did like the Nutella bacon? I thought that was interesting, just like spreading Nutella on top of the
Yeah,
bacon.
but you've had
Rhavin?
chocolate dip bacon, no?
I'm not.
I have not. I normally
There's
don't
so
like
many things
mixing.
you need to try.
I don't like mixing my bacon with anything. I don't want syrup touching my bacon. I don't want. I'll
So no
try it
sweet
with
and savory.
Nutella.
I love.
I don't like
syrup
those
on my
maple bacon donuts. Not for me.
Okay,
Okay.
so I make a salad that I do bacon and I put it in the oven with brown sugar and cayenne, so it's spicy and sort of sweet.
Okay, now that.
Okay.
You're barking up my tree.
Okay.
You're barking up my tree. I would try
And I put
that.
it on like a Cobb salad, so it's not in another dessert. It's just in like
Oh.
it just adds like a certain
That sounds like the perfect salad.
Oh my goodness! All
It's
right.
on my website. I'm just gonna pitch
And it's
that.
healthy.
Oh, yeah. And Maria, what is that website?
Oh, well, thank you for asking, Frank. It is www.fromscratchwithmaria.com.
Maria.
So we find out they bring down Dan, Tenoria, and Terry to to kind of review their dishes that they made, and Terry ends up winning. Not surprised, but you do think something 4 ways,
Right.
and you do it well. How can you not win?
And Dan was impressive too. I was actually impressed with his presentation. It looked really pretty.
It
It did.
delicious. It did look like he stole those. What did she say?
They're like a cream cheese dough, the pastry dough. I mean, I was actually very impressed.
perfect.
It did.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
So with Terry winning, he gets of course, you get the advantage there. You don't have to cook in the elimination challenge, and you get to decide what the other home cooks have to cook with. And this time the theme is rice. And I do like that. They bring up just like you see like the nice little side profile shot of that single grain of rice sitting on Gordon's fingertip.
Yeah, right?
Okay, all right. So they bring
Artsy.
out your 3 options: Spanish paella, Korean bibimbap. Even I was with Brandy. I'm like, how do you pronounce this exactly?
Ask me to say it.
And then of course
ask me to
Italian
say it.
risotto. And I do like Gordon says, it's like making love. You don't stop until the 25 minutes are up.
Terry, oh my God.
He just got
I
married.
laughed out loud. Oh my gosh. Hilarious.
So, given those 3, which ones would you have picked? Like, all right, this is what I want to
Risotto's
stick.
easiest. Risotto's easiest.
But you're sticking the other cooks. So, which would you have
I
challenged
would
him
have
with?
picked the
Bibimbap.
bibimbap.
Yeah, you would have done that too.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Only because you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
That's- I mean,
the
if you're gonna
part.
play the
And
game-
I'm not cooking it.
Yeah.
I'm safe. I don't have to deal with it. I'm
And
definitely
oh my
cooking.
gosh, you guys, when Dan said, isn't that a Hanson song? I literally laughed out loud. Like, I was at the AfterBuzz Studios, and I literally laughed out loud. I'm like, am I the only one who thinks that's funny? I thought it was funny.
Look at
she's
Misha. She never had Nutella and was
Look,
upset
you
with the elimination of Andrea, so she didn't pay attention to that challenge.
I know. It was distracting.
Bop,
Yeah.
bap.
All right.
Look, that's how you say it. Like, bim, bim,
Bim,
bim, bim,
bim,
bim,
bim, bim, bop.
Bip-bip-bop.
Bim and bop.
Sure. Okay.
B-I-M-B-A-P.
There you go. Bim and bop.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that seems. As much as I
like
love
that song.
risotto, I mean, I guess it's not. I mean, I think all of them have their complexities and their challenges to make, but certainly, I feel like since nobody knows what bibimbap is, like you're right,
Yes.
Rhavin, like, you might as well just throw that one out to
I'd be like,
everybody.
itty, bitty, that one. Exactly.
So then, of course, Terry gets to head upstairs to the balcony. They reveal what they've all got to cook with. Everybody seems like, what? What is this exactly? And I mean, it's basically just like Korean-style street food. So I mean, you want to have crispy rice on the
Looks
bottom.
great.
Yeah, and then you can make it your own by just depending on the types of vegetables or meats that you want to have on top of
Right.
it. But I feel like ish. I feel like there's a way you can make it your own, and that
you
complements
still
the
need
rice.
to
Yeah.
stay within a certain boundary of keeping it bim, bim, bop.
Yes.
Bim, bim, bop.
And admittedly, at first I was worried for Eric because I was like, "Oh man, I don't know. Is a New York firefighter, you know how to cook this?" And I was always worried. But the fact that we didn't see him throughout the challenge, I was
I
like,
know.
"All right, well, I guess he's gonna be fine." I mean, clearly he didn't do anything bad enough to get acknowledged.
Yeah.
But then let's turn to our boy Nathan. Nathan.
Frank's mad.
Oh my goodness! When Gordon comes up to him, he says, "Hey, you know what?"
Korean
bop.
Hanson.
Thank you, Christopher. He tells Gordon he doesn't know how to cook rice.
He's never cooked rice.
You cannot be a master chef if you cannot cook something
Oh,
like
no,
rice.
because rice is beneath him, honey. They have a lot of food, and his sister's on rice duty. He doesn't have to succumb to
Goodbye,
making
Nathan.
rice.
Goodbye.
Frank, do you know how to cook rice?
I thought that was funny.
You put it in water and you boil it, and then you let it absorb all the water. Yeah, I mean, even if I didn't know how to
You're
cook it,
close.
you read the instructions on the box.
They couldn't do that in the MasterChef.
No, they don't have the box.
But then you put it in the water, you boil it, and you let it absorb the rice. Or absorb the water.
What's the part
Rinse
that
your-
gets it fluffy?
So you rinse first, and then you always want to rinse your rice. But no, bring it to a boil. I like to add butter and salt at that point, and then I like to cook it with something that has flavor too. So okay, he just
Oh, she got fancy
Yeah.
rice. Oh, what just happened?
Frank just took a huge bite. That's okay. But bring up to a boil. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, and then reduce it to a simmer. Rice can take like 45 minutes to make.
Yeah, that's why you need a rice cooker.
Yeah.
Well, and they had 45 minutes just to make the whole dish.
Right, so that's what I was confused by. Rice can take like 45 minutes to make, and then you're supposed to let it sit off the heat for about 10, and then you fluff it with a fork.
And then you have to do extra to get it crispy at the bottom,
And
right?
then, so I have no idea how they did this in
Well, I
45
know Brandy
minutes.
said she did the sesame seed oil.
And Dan did the duck fat.
Yeah.
So any kind of like, you
everyone
don't
had a
need fried
different
stuff. It's like you need oil. But I have no idea.
See, yeah, I agree with you, Misha. How can you be on the show and not know how to make rice?
Yeah. I mean,
Hashtag really though.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
So now we go over to David too as well. David says he's making a ratatouille, and Edward, man, just looking at Edward's
He was
face
like,
as David's
I'm
breaking
not-
this down.
He tries to
He
give
was
him a little
mad.
hint. He tried to give him a little hint though. He tried. He's
Yeah.
like, this is a bit, you
Yeah,
know.
do not do that sauce. Do not put that tomato sauce on there. Whatever you do not put this tomato sauce on there. David's like, I'm making ratatouille.
He was like, it's gonna come together.
Yeah, all right.
Because he's so sure of himself.
Yeah.
I didn't really like his attitude.
I didn't like his attitude.
These last 2 episodes.
I do like when it ends, we see Nathan jumping up and down for joy. Look at him go. Come on now. And the jacket and bow tie. All right. Yeah. I just real quickly, sidebar, I'm going to go back just to give myself a little props there. As I told Rhavin, I put out a little tweet kind of making fun of Nathan, and he liked it. There we go. All right.
He's a sweetie. He is a sweetie.
Frank's
He
on
is-
fire. His hair is all like extra tall today.
That's right.
and-
His hair is looking like the flame.
That's right.
Fire.
Rhavin, you got to eat this last slice of cake.
Don't
It's
do
for
it.
you.
You
Do it. You
better back up.
got to do it. You
You better
got to
back
do
up.
it. You
She
gotta
has
do
already
it.
eaten the piece,
I had
so
a really
I'm
good
not
slice.
upset that she's not eating the cake.
Now, so we get everybody finishes their meal. They don't have to worry about taking it down to a different table. They can just do it from their station. So it's all good. Everybody makes it in time. Brandy's first. She's it's considered delicious. David's ratatouille, which I did like because it goes to commercial on this, where Edward is just like,
He was
my mom would
mad.
yell at you if you gave
He's
if you
like,
gave
I
this
tried
to her.
to tell you. You need to listen, man.
Yeah, and this is the first real hint that you get. Like, even if you want to try to personalize and give it your own spin,
Yeah.
if it doesn't work with the rice, then they're going to consider it a failure.
I just thought that was interesting because they always want you to put yourself on a plate. But if Asian isn't your style of cooking,
How do you put yourself? Well, as we saw with diamonds.
But it seems so weird. But yeah, that's true because you can have Nathan, certainly not the best cooked at all, but the
Yeah.
African spice blend was really addictive.
Yeah.
So that was able to forgo just the taste of it alone was able to forgive a lot of the technical
Right.
challenges of that dish. And look at that, Dan. As I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not Asian. That's right. Thanks, Dan. Yeah,
Thanks, Dan.
Yep,
I
there
was
you go.
confused.
But man, again, he's delivering another good dish. I mean, they keep telling these past 2 episodes that Dan just seems to keep getting stronger and stronger each challenge.
he does though.
He does. He does. I just wish he would stop wearing those shorts. They're starting to bother me.
I hashtag love you shorts. That's it.
Or maybe the apron
yes.
needs to be shorter or something. It's like the apron is almost, it stops
It
at
doesn't
the
bother
shorts.
me.
It almost looks like, well, we normally don't see it, but they showed it on camera and I was
yeah.
like,
Well, for me, because I feel like his shorts go above the knee, and I don't like that look. It's got to go the knee. The shorts got to go below the knee. Man, don't do above the knee, dude. That's
I'm gonna go ahead and respectfully disagree because
you want above the knee.
she let him kneecaps, honey.
What?
I mean, if you can pull it off, I mean, yeah. I don't mind fitting.
Maria is pro kneecaps.
Okay. The Mister. What is
Yeah.
he?
Oh, yeah. He's totally like.
totally above
I mean,
kneecaps?
yeah.
Well, it's different because if they're those type of shorts, his look like regular. I don't know. I'm done. We don't have time. we don't have time. I'm not doing it.
We don't have time for that. 8 minutes
Love
left.
you shorts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
need it.
but like I was saying, Diamond's dish, she did what stood out to her. She thought about Thanksgiving. She
Yes.
threw cornbread in there, fried chicken.
But you don't want cornbread with rice.
Really? I mean, I don't
Those are
know.
2 starches, right?
2 starches plus they don't.
I mean, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it. Why not?
And just-
I like cornbread. I like
Just
rice.
coated in gravy? No.
No, the gravy. I'll pass on you
I
gravy.
mean, I get the
corn-
concept, but
Yeah, no, that was definitely where you really see, as they say, it was one of the ugliest dishes tonight. It's unappetizing, and the gravy looks like puke.
Right.
Yeah, I had never seen gravy in bibimbap, bibimbap, boom bop.
Baba. And Katie,
You
with
can't
her really big portions and her.
that pineapple slice was so huge. Where you got Christina holding them, it's like, yeah.
It would have taken nothing to just.
yeah.
And just like sprinkle it in the corner of the
She's
bowl.
struggling, but Sean was really impressive.
Yeah.
It was looked
His
very
homemade
gourmet.
pickle. Wait, oh no,
and-
that wasn't his homemade pickles. That was another dish.
That for some reason that surprised me. That he going back to the other thing where he made homemade pickles. That's
Yeah,
like, how
that-
did you make
that
homemade
really was
pickles?
awesome.
Come on, in that amount of time, really? You could
was impressive
pickle
to me.
something? I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
it's
you
not that
cook it
hard.
with.
Look at her. She's like, it's not that hard. You guys are so basic.
I mean,
There you go, Christopher
technically you
Burst.
could, but like, I mean, you put it with all the like kind of basics of pickling, which is like vinegar, sugar, and like spices. But I mean, and it depends on what did he pickle? Pickles? Like actual pickles? Mm.
No, it was
Or
cucumbers.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that.
Giving him a hard time.
But I mean, cucumbers are pickles. But cucumbers are pickled. Cucumbers.
Yes. Yes, I see where you're going. Picking up what you're putting down.
But what Sean interests me because much like last week when he was wiping off the frosting, the melted frosting on that cake.
I know.
He freaks out and is like, I'm done. I'm screwed. It's over. And then he ends up pulling it out.
He prevails every time.
Yeah. So I think he's a threat to go a long way.
I wasn't surprised with the bottom three. Were you guys?
No.
No.
Well, Sean
Diamond, David, and Katie.
and Sean having the best dish. Not
Yeah,
surprising.
that, it
wasn't
actually
either.
looked really good.
Man,
did.
and Edward just could not say enough nice things about that thing. He was all.
I wanted to try it.
I know. I did too.
Is that a hint towards Sean? You heading out to Vegas?
I don't know. This is my shirt. No one can see it. It says, you don't want to see me when I'm hangry. Oh, can you see it? But I wore it just for this
here.
because I knew Maria was going to bless me.
You want to have this slice of cake?
No.
You sure? So good.
Stop. I had one.
All right.
I'm in trouble.
And what kind of trouble are you gonna get in?
I'm on a strict diet right now.
Nobody can see.
I
us.
already ruined her diet today.
Totally.
I've ruined everyone's diet today.
It's all good.
But isn't it worth it though? Here, just
Yes.
start notching on this flame.
I will.
Chocolate flame.
Light my fire.
So we get David, Katie, and Diamond down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Not as Robin was saying, no surprise.
Hangry. Yes, Christopher. Nobody wants to see black woman hangry. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry.
We're the bottom
digress.
two.
Frank, go.
Three.
My bad.
Bottom three. So we got David, Katie, and Diamond. Basically, on that, did you have any surprise about who's going to go home on those three?
No, like I said before, Diamond should have went home the episode
Yeah.
previously,
Yeah.
trying to give him raw sausage.
That sausage was
That sounds
rough.
sexual, but seriously, it was a hot mess.
When it came out, it was already so pale and so
And that
white.
was something Christina
Yes.
mentioned. She said, it's so pale. It's no color. That's how she talks, right? Diamond sausage.
Because there was one moment there.
Everything's so dramatic and sad.
Yeah.
There was one moment there where I gotta look. I can't remember where the episode, but in one of these two episodes where they cut to Christina when they're looking at something and she's like she's gonna gag.
Yeah, she was like,
Yeah, I'm like that was like really
it was
over
the
the
raw
top.
sausage, I
was
think.
it?
I think
It was so over the top.
Like she
though.
turned around
Yeah,
too,
she's
like
You mean it wasn't the one with about the balls and like all the
Balls?
gross stuff?
So
She
Katie
did say
just
balls. Just balled out.
Just
right
balls
there.
right there. Just balls. So Katie
Wow.
slides by
What
and
happens if you bring cake?
that's
Okay.
that's right. I'm all. Diamond is gone, guys. Are you sad?
No.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. I just don't think she
Diamond or
deserved it.
Katie.
Yeah. Neither one. Of those
Katie's been sliding by the what is it? The hair of her
Skinner.
chin,
Skin of her teeth, hair of her chin, skin of her teeth.
skin of her teeth.
That's
Yeah.
three pigs.
Okay. She's been barely making it, y'all. She's been hanging on. Got chicken wing on a string.
So
Oh, sorry,
Nah.
that laugh was really loud.
we are down to our top 9 now.
I know.
So as we go ahead, are we anybody feeling any different from their initial predictions? I mean, we've been talking about Tenoria, Terry, and Sean seems to be in the mix. You see anybody else?
I got some real predictions on who's gonna go home.
All right, give me a pure prediction.
Oh, here we go.
TV predictions.
I'm going to predict Robin will have a bite of this cake.
So what did I say? Oh, Katie, Nathan, or David. David, in my eyes right now, I'm not liking his attitude. You see,
No.
he was talking so much smack about Sean. And when he was in that position, he was pissed off at everybody. He didn't want anyone to talk to him. Don't touch him. I clap for myself. Y'all saw that part?
People that clap for you because they don't like you.
That was so ridiculous.
I don't need y'all. I'll clap for myself. But then you're up on the balcony, sitting high, looking low on Sean. Like, leave him
Yeah.
alone. You messed up his whole little moment.
Yeah.
Sabotaged his sausage, even though he didn't need, help. He did great. But I think that's going to catch up to David, that attitude.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think he's going home next, or it's just one of those three?
It needs to be Katie or Nathan, but David could be right behind. My tops is Katie or Nathan.
Yeah,
go home, yeah.
for sure. Because although I want to keep Nathan around just to find out what else he doesn't know how to cook.
And I also think they're going to continue to keep Nathan around to their advantage. They're going to strategize every minute they can by keeping Nathan.
Guys, I never made toast. How do I do this?
Well, the thing that's confusing, though, like, I mean, think about it in terms of challenges. If he's on your team, you're screwing yourself.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
You know what I mean?
nobody picks him. Sadly, nobody ever wants to pick him.
Yeah.
And he just gets stuck with somebody. Real quick, Maria, who do you think's going home next?
I think it's between Nathan and Katie. I think Nathan probably, I don't know, I think both of them kind of deserve. So I think it's one of the two of them is inevitable.
And I want to, just so I can keep hating on so it irritates me more, just keep Nathan around for a while longer for that jacket and that bow tie. So bye-bye, Katie.
Bye, Felicia.
So, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of MasterChef TV here on AfterBuzz. Or MasterChef, just MasterChef on AfterBuzz TV. The cake has gotten to me. It is so good.
Oh, my gosh. I
But
put crack in there.
as always, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining in the chat. We'll be back next week, but if they want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, Maria, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Maria Provenzano, and all of my information will be there.
And you can find Rhavin with the V at B Stays Busy, and all of my information will be there.
Is that supposed to be an impression of me?
There you go. And you can find me on
Oh my
Twitter at
gosh.
Happy Go Jackie, and I'm just going to pound this down. See you
Oh
next time.
my god!
No.
You guys, that just actually happened. Oh my gosh, we will see you guys next time. An entire slice of cake.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.